Yes, I better not fiddle with that too much. It's a puzzle I actually got delivered to me today from Amazon, and I'm determined to not fiddle with it too much because obviously I'm going to get distracted. No, let me introduce myself first. My name is Paul. I'm also called Knick-Knack, and I'm the brains behind Knick-Knack's daily teaser, which you may have seen floating around or going past on YouTube. Please feel free to look them up. As you possibly guessed, my name's Paul. I write the teasers. I also write about TV shows I've seen. I've been following Penny Dreadful City of Angels just recently. I also talk about films that I've seen as well. Tonight it's getting late, so I'm going to try and be quick. But I've seen the Ingmar Bergman classic that is The Seventh Seal. And I think it's one hell of a film. Let me try and give you a summary first. Set in Sweden at about the time of the Black Death, The Seventh Seal introduces us to Sir Antonius Block, Max von Sydow, a knight, and his squire Jons, played by Gunnar Bjornstrand, back in the native country after a 10-year stint fighting the Crusades. Whilst Jons is resting on this abandoned beach, Block has his chessboard out to practice some games and to play through some chess problems just to keep himself entertained. It's at this point Block is interrupted by Death himself, played by Bengt Ekelot. Death, it seems, is after souls and likes chess. Block is keen to stay alive and challenges Death to a game. While the game's on, Block can't die. If Block wins, he lives. If Death wins, Death gets a soul. Travelling with somebody playing Death at chess is potentially a bad thing, and yet Antonius and Jons pick up company. Travelling players, Joe, Mia, and Scat, played by Nils Poppy, Bibi Anderson, and Eric Strandsmark. And my apologies if you're Swedish and listening to me mangle the names up. My Swedish is about on the par with my Spanish. But at any rate, they pick up fellow travellers, does Antonius. They pick up a group of travellers who share their fear of the plague and share their amazement at the witch burnings and bar fights and flagellants they see along the way to Block's castle near, if I've got the film right, what they call Elsinore. It's eventually, as they're on the way and getting to a grove near the castle, the final moves get played. Now, what did I make of The Seventh Seal? What did I think of it? Am I going to get distracted by this thing? No, I'm not. I think I've said, no, scrub that. There's no thinking about it. There's no thoughtfulness about this. I have seen possibly one of the most visually striking movies I have seen in a very long time. One that, from its opening shots on that abandoned beach to its closing shot or its final shot of the Danse Macabre, is downright beautiful to watch, possibly in ways I couldn't even begin to express, begin to tell you about it. It is just gobsmackingly gorgeous in ways you have to see for yourself. I can only tell you so much. The characters are just as well drawn. I mean, they're beautifully written. I think Bergman wrote the script himself. So that's him. They're beautifully directed and they're beautifully acted. Block's gloominess and his doubts about God, Jon's wry observations on their fellow travellers and on their travels, Joe and Mia's obvious joy in their relationship, Death's own determination to do his job, and he's indeed at one point where he's chopping down a tree, his own quite happy joy at doing what he's doing. The soundtrack is minimalist but thoroughly complementary to what's on the screen. The lighting, the editing. I have seen beautiful films. The Awakening springs to mind. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead springs to mind. The Babadook springs to mind. This, The Seventh Seal, is in the same field and possibly the most gobsmacking of them all. I've seen a few good films over the years. This is one of them, and you need to watch it. I don't know if there's such a thing as a film to see before you're dead, but this has got to be in the top of the list. Go catch The Seventh Seal. I've given it 4 out of a potential 4 stars. It's damn watchable. Go see it, folks. Thank you for listening to me Twitter on. Have a good evening.